Alright, welcome to the fourth video, I believe, in this architectural drawing series. In the first few videos, we talked about, we drew our layout um, for our building, our two-bedroom, one-bathroom residential house. Has a kitchen, a living slash dining room area in an open concept. So there's no walls in between the living room and the dining room, and our porch area. As we could see there, we in our next video we turn that into a proper sketch using AutoCAD, which we created layers and everything, and basically recreated this drawing in AutoCAD. Notice that our walls are not showing the wall thicknesses. It's just a sketch just to show you the layout of the different rooms of the house, where the doors are going, where the windows are going, and also the dimensions of the inside. I'm stressing that for a reason. These are the internal measurements of each room. So 4,500, which is 15 feet, it goes from the inside of that wall to the inside of that wall. So in this drawing, we're going to be working on the floor plan, as you could probably tell by the title of the drawing, and we're going to be using this in the drawing after we created the sketch. Sorry, in the video after we created the sketch, we put it on piece of paper, just so that we could probably print it off and work from that rather than going back and forth from screen to screen. um, so here is the paper version of this drawing right here. It's on letter size paper, it's white computer paper, and we are going to be working from this to create our floor plan. All right, so that's typically what you would do. So I'm going to create, I could do it in this area, but I'm actually going to just create a new model space and do everything from there. um, On second thought, let me just do it here to save time. That will probably take 10 minutes off of the video. So in this video, we won't be showing you how to, set up the annotation and the text height and all of these things and the different layers. So if you want to know how to do that, go back to the the second video in the series where we produced this sketch in AutoCAD. You would see how to set up all of the different layers needed for this drawing and so on. So I'll just do the drawing right next to right next to this one. All right, so we're gonna do it just the same. We're gonna do it one room at a time, and then we're gonna offset the walls to show the thickness of the walls. That's gonna be the difference between this sketch and the floor plan. And in the floor plan, we're gonna show a little bit more detail in terms of our dimensioning and also the design center elements. We're going to be using design center elements in this floor plan. All right, so here we go. The first room, its first bedroom is 4,500 by 3,600. So I'm going to use our line tool, but let's go to the walls layer first. Use L for my line tool, and I'm going to draw the first line. So that's 4,500, 15 feet, and then I'm going to come down um, 3,600, 12 feet, come across 4,500 again, and then come up um, 3,600. So now this is the inside of the room. We want to show the wall thickness, and we're going to be using 6-inch blocks for our outside walls of the house. Inside walls, you could use 6-inch blocks again, or sometimes people use 4-inch blocks. For the sake of simplicity, we're going to use 6-inch blocks for both external and internal walls. So we're going to use the offset tool, which you should see this shape right here. Looks like two lines running parallel to each other. That's the offset tool, or you could just type off OFF, and you will see it there. I hit enter. Um, so it asks to specify the distance, the offset distance, 6 inches. So that's in millimeters, that's 150 millimeters. Hit enter, and now I'm going to offset this wall all the way around, like so. All right. So we can see this is the inside of the bedroom, and these are the walls that surround the bedroom. All right. Next up is our bathroom. You could see actually let me just go between this and our um, printout. So the bathroom is 2400 from inside wall to inside wall, and 2400 the other way also. So this is the inside of the bathroom wall, right? So I'm going to offset that. Click offset tool, specify the distance I want to offset, 2400, enter, and then I offset like so. And then we want the wall this way down here. So we need to have the inside wall up here first. So I'm going to use my line tool and just put a line across here. There's no one way to do these things. Offset tool, distance is going to be 2400 or 8 feet, and then just do that like so. Now this wall has to show the wall thickness also for this wall. So I'm going to come down an extra 150 millimeters or the 6-inch line tool, specify the, well, not the line tool, sorry, the offset tool, specify the offset distance, 150, and then I'm going to offset this like so. This one also is going to be offset like so. And then this wall has to show the thickness of this wall also. So I'm going to offset 150 like so also. All right. So now we have those two. Now we want this bedroom number 24500 by 3600. Let's offset again this wall. So offset tool, the distance 4500, enter. I'm going to offset this like so. And then this, I believe this line is already the length it's supposed to be. But let me just double check. By double clicking on the line, it will bring up a quick properties 3600. That is supposed to be 3600. Yes. All right. Now I'm gonna use my line tool and just put a line across here like that, and then I can offset this one downwards. I could actually just draw a line at the base, but you know you're not wrong if you type in the measurements. So I'm gonna offset 3600 this line downwards. I'm going to use the escape and use the offset tool again, reactivate the offset tool. The distance is 150. So I can offset this line. I can offset this line like so. And then this one like so, and then this one again like so. So you notice I'm offsetting, I draw the inside dimension just like the sketch, and then I offset the wall distances, the wall thicknesses afterwards. So obviously, if you add these measurements up, it's going to add up to, I think it was 38 feet, 15, 15, 8, yes, 38 feet. But if you include the thickness of the wall, it's going to be 38 feet of inside measurements plus half foot here, half foot here, that's another foot, so that's 39, half foot here, and half foot here. That's another foot. So the entire thing is 40 feet, right? Okay, so let's just continue to build this out. Um, so we have the 4500, which by 4500 for the kitchen. So we're going to offset this line. It's the inside wall of the kitchen. Use the offset tool. The offset distance is 4500. And then we're going to offset this downwards like so. And then I want to draw a line using my line tool at this inside measurement like that, and then offset that 4500 um, this way. So now I have my kitchen, and then I could just offset the wall thicknesses 150 millimeters like that, like that, and like that. All right. What else do we have? I want um for the dining room area, it's 5400. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to be, I'm going to offset again. 5400. I'm going to offset this line 5400 this way, and then escape, offset tool again. Remember I said we could just hit enter and it will reactivate the last tool we used, so I just did that. The wall thickness 150 millimeters, like so, and then escape, enter, offset tool. We're going to offset the width of the porch, which is 5 feet, 1500 millimeters. So I'm going to type that distance 1500 millimeters and offset that one this way. Now offset tool again for the thickness of this wall, 150, and so on. Next up, we want to just offset this line down this way. What's the distance? 4500. Offset tool again, 4500. Enter this one downwards like so, and then we are going to offset the thickness of the wall, which is 150 millimeters, like so. All right, so there we basically have that. We want to just join up some of these things, these walls here. So here's what we're going to do. We click on this wall and that wall, and then we type J for join. We're going to use the join tool and hit enter. Boom, joined up. Now we can use the join tool for perpendicular lines. We can join this one with a line that is going the opposite direction. They have to be going the same direction. So I could join this one, but I want to have these gaps in the walls. So simple thing to do is just go to hover over the point, select the line, hover over the end point, go lengthen, and then connect it to the end like that. Simple. All right. Let's go around and make sure everything is good. Good. All right. So now we want to deal with these edges. No, there's an easy way to do this using the fillet tool. We just come to the fillet tool, and now it says there's a few options. Now, what the fillet tool does, it basically joins up two perpendicular lines, but it can give you a curve depending on a radius. So if we set the radius to, let's say, 50 millimeters, and then I do use the fillet on this line and then that line, notice what happens. It created a curve, a fillet of 50 millimeters in radius. That's the radius of that line here. You can see the radius. If you double click on it, properties, 50 millimeters. We don't want it to be curved. We want it to be right angle, just like the inside. So what we're going to do, let me just delete that. What we're going to do, when we select the fillet tool, make sure the radius is set to 0. All right, and then I can click that point, and it just joins them up with no curve. All right, now here's the problem. If I want to do that fillet on every side, I have to go and reactivate the fillet tool, and then click line, hit enter, and then reactivate the fillet tool, and do it every time I have one of these things. So what we can do is just click multiple. So let me do it from the top. Fillet tool, and I click, make sure the radius is 0. Yes, it is already 0. I can just hit enter. Click multiple, and that is going to allow me to do multiple fillets without having to exit the tool. So I click that side, click that side. Now if I come down to this end, yep, I can just click that side and click that side and keep performing fillets without having to end the tool and put back in any specifications for the tool. That seems like all of our corners. No, there's one here, right? Um, right, so I think that's all of the corners. Now we just need to finish joining up these walls. So we're going to click them and use the join tool. So this one, that one, J, enter. This one, that one, J, enter. J, enter. Where else? Up here. This one, that one, J, enter. This one, that one, J, enter. Where else? typically when to make sure that you don't miss anything, you would want to do it room by room. I'm using the join tool in reverse now. I click J enter, and now I can select the lines I want to join and then hit enter again. You see that takes one more step. So I think that's it. Let's see. Let's see. If I zoom out. Okay, so now we have all our walls. Right. So we need to put in our windows and our doors in the walls, and then the labels, and then we dimension it, and then we'll be almost done. There's a few more things. All right. So here's what we do. We need to put in the doors and the windows. So here's what we do. We go to our windows layer, and then we are going to use our, since we're using the same project, AutoCAD project, I can go to insert and insert these blocks that we already created. This is one of the reasons why I decided to um, use back this project, so I won't have to create all the blocks. It will really save us a lot of time. Okay, so we're going to start with the windows. Let's go to insert. I believe window 1 was our smallest window, our bathroom window. And this one is going to go right here. Now notice where my point is, where my base point is for the window. It's at the top line, the top horizontal line, the center of the top horizontal line. So now this is why I put it there, so that in the floor plan I can just snap it in place. I don't have to change the base point and put it there. It's already there. All right, so we need, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 more of the 4 feet window, and I believe those are window 3. So let's put those in. We're going to put one in the center of each window. No, I'm just putting it in the center. You don't have to. Notice the center point of this wall is not necessarily the same center point of the wall above, but I can pull the center point from this wall, move my mouse up. You see there's a line that's being dragged up, and then I click there. So I got it in the center regardless. So I want to insert another. Actually, I'm going to just copy it because it's easier to just drop them in. So click there, enter, select here as my base point, and now I'm going to move this and put it in the center of all these windows. I need another one down here, like so, and I need 2. I'm not going to put them in the center. I'm just going to place them wherever, like so, and like so. And I need one for this side. I'm just going to put it there and put one there. I'll rotate them after. Insert, put the window 2, which is the kitchen window right here. I'll rotate that also after. So here we go. Let's rotate this one. We selected it. Selected this window. Rotate tool, base point anywhere, 90 degrees. Enter. There we go. And then I'm just going to move it. Select the base point on this side so that I could snap it on the center point of this window, which should be around there. Center point of this wall, sorry. What am I saying? What am I saying? All right, let's rotate this one. Rotate base point, middle. Always check with the dialog box down here. It will give you the steps. If you don't remember how to use the tool, it will give you the steps. 90 degrees, enter. And then we're going to put this in that wall right there. So, so we have that one. All right, we need this one rotated also. I selected it, rotate tool, specify the base point. Okay, I'll do that, sir. And then the angle, 90 degrees. Now I select there. I'm going to move it and put my base point on this side so that I can snap it to the midpoint of this wall, inside wall, like so. Good. All right. So it seems like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. One, and then the one in the bathroom and the one in the kitchen. Mamma mia. Okay, so let's put in our doors now. Insert our door. We need a door here. We need a door. Um, let's just copy this. Put one here. Actually, I can probably just put it in place one time. This one. Oh, I didn't select the right place. Okay, so I'll just put them here and I'll come back and fix them in the right position. I could actually just copy them from this drawing over here, but I'm trying to do it as you would in reality, a little bit, a little bit. And the other, right, for the entrance of the house, bedroom, the bathroom, these are going to be openings, fine. All right, so let me just rotate these and put them in place. So this one needs to be with this door facing in this wall, open into this wall. So I need to rotate it and mirror it. Rotate this base point right there, rotate it 90 degrees, and then mirror tool, select the object I want to mirror, click it, hit enter, and then just draw a mirror line like so. And delete the source, erase the source. Now here, I put this directly, all right, I need to move it using a different base point. So my base point is going to be here, so I can snap it in the corner of the wall, like so. Right? Base point was right here, so I could snap it in that corner of that wall. Because otherwise, I won't be able to snap this to anything meaningful. This is just a line. All right. So that's how I did that. I could actually mirror this across this side just for fun, because I know this is 2400, 8 feet. So if I go mirror and then I draw this line like this way, boom, which is directly in the center. 4 feet in the center, and it should be. Do I want to erase source? Not this time, because I want to keep. I mirror this. I want to keep this. All right, so I didn't need this after all. And then I just want to put this in the corner. This one I could remove from the original base point, like so. Very, very, very good, very good. Okay, and this one I want it to swing open that way, so that means I need to rotate this. Select the base point, doesn't matter. Negative 90, it will go the other way, and then I'm going to mirror it. Select the one I want to mirror, mirror line, like so. Yes, erase the source, yes, and then I'm going to put it back down here, like that. All right, and then just like what we did, where did this come from? Oh boy. Okay, I think this was your bathroom door, but it was still selected when I selected this one and rotated it. So it got moved, it got rotated that way. All right, so let me just rotate this back. Actually, it's easier for me to just insert and place it there. So, all right, so we have all our doors, our windows inside. Next step, we're going to trim away all of these entrances, okay? So let's go to the trim tool, trim. If you're using AutoCAD 2 in 2018, remember right click first after selecting the trim tool. Otherwise, just click, 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 click. Rather than click, click, you could just click once, select the entire area you want to trim out like that. Boom. Um, I'm going to undo that because I only want one line trimmed away, which would be, let's see, which would be this one. All right, so I want to leave this line tells me that there is a step down or a step up from the porch area to the living room slash dining room space. This one line tells me that. All right. Where else? Okay, that's it. Right. So entrance to bedrooms, entrance to bedroom, bathroom, exit from the house. We have not put in our door over the side. Insert door. Is there a door? Yes, there's a door. And let's rotate it. I mean, after doing something like this, you're probably gonna master these tools, these rotate tools and everything. Rotate, specify the base point. I'm gonna select right in the middle there and type 90 degrees. Now I need to rotate it because the door, I believe, is rotate. Right, the door is swinging this way. All right, not that way. So let's select it again. Mirror tool, specify the mirror point, mirror line, first point to the mirror line, second point to the mirror line, erase the source, yes. And then we're going to put it down here, right in the corner, like so. All right, perfect. Now we just need to trim PR and delete this line, the inside line, because this line tells us that there's a step down or up from the outside to the inside floor of the house. That is a fact. Now we just need to retract these walls upwards. These walls are going to be retracted. How much did we say the space was? Oh, we didn't dimension it here, but we have it in our original schematic. It is 5 feet, 5 feet for both of them. So we're going to click this one, go to lengthen, and then move in the direction that we want it to move, and then type the amount we want it to go, which is 1500 or 5 feet, and then do the same thing for this side. Um, Lengthen, move it in that direction, type 1500 and retract it. Then use the line tool. I have to make sure I'm on the right layer first. Wall layer, line tool, select that point, I'll close off that wall. Then we need to join this line with that line, join tool like so. Alrighty then. What else is next? We need to do this point up here, this line right here. Remember, what we did, we extended this line 1.5 feet, which is 450 millimeters. And then we're going to extend this line 1.5 feet. But this line is not starting from here. It starts 6 inches before this point. So we need to add 6 more inches or 150 millimeters more to whatever distance so that it will extend 1.5 feet this way. So I'm going to go here, lengthen. Now 450 plus 150, that is 600, and enter. So now this space in between here is supposed to be 5 feet, 1500 millimeters. I'm going to measure it though. DI, there, 1500, yes, right there, distance. Okay, so I'm just going to use my line tool and draw the same line from here, like so, and type it 450, boom, and then bring it down like that. Next side, from here, come across 450, boom, and then bring it down like so. So this space is going to be our little archway. But to show an arch, arch, or it's an opening in a floor plan, we have to show it with hidden lines. We have not created a layer for the arch. Everything goes in its own layer. So we go to the layer properties. If it's not already open and your thing is not docked on the side, create a new layer. I'm going to call this one arch. Actually, let's call it opening. Can't even spell today. All right, change the color, something bright. I'm gonna put it to orange. And line weight, we want it to be the same as our walls, but the line type, it has to be hidden lines, broken lines, a dash line. So we need to load that in. Click load, and then we scroll all the way down to, it's alphabetical, so A, B, C, D, all the way down to H. We see hidden. Click hidden and hit OK. Now we select the hidden line that we just loaded in and hit OK. So now the opening layer is going to be of the type, line type hidden. So now we're going to switch to that layer, opening layer, and then we're going to use the line tool, and we're going to draw a line, come across here like so, from there to there, and then do the same thing again right above it from there to there. Now, if this line should be a hidden line, it actually is, but we can't see. If we zoom all the way in, and then where is it? Right, we can see it's there, but the lines are so close together. All right, so we need to change the scale so that these dashes would be more visible. So if we double click, well, if we click on it and right click on the line after, we go down to properties, this will pop up. Now if we go to line type scale, notice it is at the scale of 1, like when we're doing 1 to 1, but remember we're doing 50. So usually even at the scale of 1 to 1, I believe it's too small and we have to change it to a bigger number. Let's put it at 500. Right, so now that's big enough. You would play around with that to get the proper um, distance, the proper distances. Okay, why won't you go away? You need to. Okay, my mouse is tripping. Alright, then let's click this. Good. So two of them should be docked to the side. Not docked. Alright, so we want to essentially copy this setting from this one to that one rather than changing all of them individually. So we can just go to click on the first line, and then we're going to click match properties. If you don't have match properties, you should see something over here. When you click on it, it's going to give you a drop down and you will see match properties show up in the 2018 edition. So match properties, so you basically just copy the properties of this one, and then anything you click on is going to take on the properties, the line, color, everything. So we only wanted to match properties so that we get the dash line type scale changed. Alright, so we're gonna do it down here also. We have this opening. Opening has to be drawn like so. I think I'm having too much fun doing this, talking a lot. Alright, and then let's do the match properties thing again. So I'm gonna select the line, and then I want to match the properties of that line to these two lines down here like so. Bam. So we got that going. Alright, next thing we gotta do is clean up these walls. Alright, so where these walls are supposed to look like this, look like a connected labyrinth. Right, if you see there's something happening here, these walls are supposed to actually be connected without having lines crossing like this. So we're going to use the trim tool and just trim away these lines like so. So it's supposed to look like a connected labyrinth of walls. Here is also already perfect. This is already perfect. It's not perfect like that. We need to trim that out. Where else? We need to trim away. That is good. That's good. Up. Bathroom walls not supposed to be connected like soy. Um. Yeah. Everything seems legit now. All right. Escape. So next step. we are going to before we do anything, this is the porch area, right? The wall here for the porch area is not actually a wall. This is supposed to represent our ballista, the top of our ballista, looking down on top of our ballista. So technically, this is the floor of our porch here, and then this inside line is to represent our ballista, the top of our ballista that we're looking down upon. So what we can do is create a layer and then change this to that layer. But I'm going to leave it like that for now. But what I want to do, just to make sure it's distinguishable from a wall, I'm going to carry this line all the way across to show that this is not a wall, this is our ballista layer, ballista top. Here we're going to do the same right there. Let's bring that across like so. And we should probably bring this line down to there like so, and then we will trim away this one. So this is our wall, and then this is a different type of wall outside. This is looking down on our ballistas. Now technically we would probably put in some columns and stuff like that in the corner there and here, maybe one there and there, depending on where the opening is. If we're gonna put a stair here, then we put the column there and there and trim out the middle. If we're gonna put the stair right here, we're gonna put the column in the corner here, and then trim out the middle and so on. But for now, we can leave this drawing like this. Remember to save as you go along. I just did by clicking Control S. All right, so we have our everything in, but for the floor plan, something that the floor plan needs, because remember the floor plan is a sectional drawing. Think of it this way: you stand up in the house and then you slice a line, you make a cut through the house, a horizontal cut through the house, through all of the walls, and then you throw away the top half of that house. This cut is usually made around 4 feet from the ground, from the floor of the house. So imagine if you stand up in your house and then you measure 4 feet up, that's like through your window. It's a foot higher than where your window begins, and then you just make a cut, a horizontal cut all the way through all of your walls, and then you throw away the top half of that house, and then you go above and look down on top of it. The floor plan is what you would see. All right, so the floor plans, anytime we have a cut in drawing, we have to represent that cut by using hatch lines. Now, anytime we cut through walls, the representation for hatch lines are going to be mitre lines, 45-degree lines. So we need to go to, first of all, we need to create a layer for that and call it hatch. Now notice the hatch, the next layer that I created, took on all of the same properties of the layer that I created previously, which was the opening. The hatch layer is now a hidden layer. I don't want it to be a hidden layer. It's supposed to be continuous lines, no breaks in the lines. And then I'm going to leave the thickness of the hatch layer the same as the walls. And the color, I'll just change it to something else, the cyan color here. All right, always use bright color so that you can see it over this black background. All right, you can't use that blue and black, you won't see it properly. All right, so we created the hatch layer. Let me just go to the hatch layer now, and then we are going to use the hatch tool. It's in the draw panel, hatch tool, and it's going to open up a new menu, hatch creation menu. Now for I told you that we're going to use 45-degree lines, so it's the third one here. They're going to be evenly spaced and they're going to be touching the ends of the walls. So we're just going to go, first of all, let's change the scale from 1 to, let's try 500, just like we did with the openings, and then hit enter. And now every time I go over you can see the hatch lines show up. They look a bit close to me, so I'm going to probably change it to 1,000. Um, uh, that's better. That is better. All right. I'll probably have to reduce the thickness of these lines a little bit. All right. So we'll do it after. So we'll go to all of these wall points, wall points, and just drop the hatch in it. Do not turn off your window layer because you need them to be on, because the hatch is going to stop wherever it meets an obstruction. All right. So we notice it didn't come all the way around because the window line stopped it in its tracks right there. All right. So we're going to put these hatch lines away around all the windows and doors in our drawings. All right. And down here and down here and down there, here, right there. Excellent. This is not a cut. Remember, this is the top of our balusters. So we don't put hatch lines on top of that. And that is going to be it for our hatch layer. We could actually change the line weight of it a little bit. Change it to 0.20. Make it a little less thick. Better. All right, our thickest line should be our wall line. All right, so now we just need to put in the labels for the rooms, put in the dimensions, and technically we would be done. But what we really need to show also, especially for our kitchen and bathroom areas, are the layout of the kitchen. Where is the bathroom going to go? Where's the shower going to go? Where is the sink and the toilet going to go? Where are our cupboards, our stove, fridge, everything, where are they going to go? So that's what we're going to put in now. So how we're going to do this, we're going to use our design center to put in these things. We type DC for design center, and you will see it show up at the top. AD AutoCAD Design Center. All right, so we click that, and now this should pop up at the side. All right, so if you look at in our design center folder, we have all of these different elements that we could use. If I click kitchen, you would see the blocks. Double click on block and you would see the cabinet looking from the front. This is our stove looking down from the top. We don't have to draw these things ourselves because they're already included in AutoCAD. This is the fridge from the front, the fridge from the top, and so on. So where is the sink right here, and this is the faucet from the top. I could probably use a couple of these in combination with each other. All right, so just in case your AutoCAD is not showing you exactly where design center is located, you could follow the tree. Follow my tree. So when a program is installed, it is installed on your C drive. If you go to this PC, it is installed on your C drive here, and then it is installed inside of your program files folder. And then the program that you installed also creates a folder for itself. So AutoCAD is created by the company called Autodesk. So you can see Autodesk right here. So you would open up that folder, expand that tree, and then inside of Autodesk, you would see the AutoCAD product, which is here, AutoCAD 2022, like so. I'm going to expand it, and then I would come down to, let me see, is it sample? Right, I come down to sample, and then I would come to English US, EN-US, and then I would see the design center. So this is where all our samples and blocks would be saved. So now I see the home designer space, home space planner, the kitchen elements, everything I want. If I want my inside home stuff like the bathroom stuff, I go to home designer and I get those blocks. All right, so let's start with the bathroom. So we want, first of all, we want a toilet. I'm going to put a bathtub, and we're going to put a sink. So let's start with the bathtub. Notice the specification for the bathtub. It's 26 by 60. It says inches, forget about the inches, 26 by 60 units. All right. So I'm going to drag, click and drag and put it in the house. If you drag it and it's really small, it will be there, but it will be really small. You will have to resize it. Either way, we're going to resize it. So this is how I go about doing it. I want this bathtub to be a little bit longer from this point all the way, maybe closer to this wall here. I don't know. So what I would do, I would use my okay, notice that it inserted itself as the hatch layer. It should really be on its own layer. I didn't put a layer for fixtures and fittings, fixtures and stuff. So I'm going to do that right now. And it's okay to create layers as you go along. I'll change the color to green. I'm going to make that my primary layer right now. All right. So notice that this is not um, big enough. We can measure it to see how big it is, how wide it is. It's going to be, okay, 914. So that's about 3 feet. 3 feet is a little too big, I believe, for a tub. A tub should be like 2 feet, 2.5 feet, maybe. I'm not sure. But if we wanted to make it to 2.5 feet, we could change the size over here. All right. So what we would do, we would go to the scale tool, click the object I want to scale, and then I would click um, enter. Now select a base point. I'm going to select this corner, and then now I can change the size, the scale of this tool. So it was 3 feet and just more than half of an inch. It was 914 millimeters. I want it to be 2.5 feet. So 2.5 feet would be 600 and 2 feet. That's 600, and half of a foot, that's 150 more. So that's 750. So I'm going to make it 750. So now that I click the base point, look down here, we're going to click reference. So now it is asking you for the reference length. The reference length. The reference length is the current size of the object, which is 914 as we measured it. 914. Hit enter. And now we want the new length. The new length we want it to be 750. 750. Enter. So now it resized it. It is now 2 feet wide. Maybe we want it to be a little longer. Maybe not. I'll leave it like that. We'll talk about that in another, when we get to another part. So that's going to be the tub in the corner, like so. I'm going to put the toilet right here, and then I'm going to put the sink right here. You can design, you can lay out your bathroom however you feel like. Okay, so let's go across to the design center and insert the toilet like this. Everything is still coming on this layer. I need to change everything to this layer. Let me just select that layer. So now this is our layer. I need to rotate this negative 90 degrees. Actually, no, I don't want to rotate it. Let's just put it right there. All right, and then the toilet should really be like 1.5 feet at the back. Anyways, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to put them in very quickly. But you will have to resize them to make them more realistic. All right, you don't want the bathtub to look like it's bigger than the bathroom. All right, so that's the sink. But usually sinks are um, surrounded by surrounded by a rectangle. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a rectangle around this sink. Let me just measure the current thing that we have here. So from this point, come all the way down to that point. That's 509, it seems. So let's make it 600 by, let's measure it the other way. DI 622. So let's make it, hold up, I think I measured this one wrong. Alright, 500. Alright, so let's make it 600 by 550, a rectangle around it. So let's just go rectangle tool, click first, and then go to dimensions. The length 600, enter, and then 550, enter, like so. And then we're going to put this inside of that. Oh boy, I put the measurements the wrong direction. Did I say 600? Maybe I need to widen it some more, just a little bit. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. Good. And I'm going to move this on the inside. I'm going to use this point as my, right. So when you enter the bathroom, your sink is going to be right here in the corner, and then your toilet is going to be straight ahead, and your bathtub is going to be in the corner, like so. Now we just need to put in our kitchen, fridge, stove, sink area and everything. So let's go back to the design center. This aside, design center. We want let's see, we need, where's the kitchen blocks? Home space, kitchens. All right, so we have our stove from the top, we have our fridge from the top, we have our double sink from the top. Where's the cabinets? This is the base cabinet. This is from the front, it seems. This is the wall cabinet, 18 by 12, and this one is 18 by 12. Oh, this doesn't have any. This is the wall cabinet from the front view. We want one from the plan view, looking down from the top. I believe it's this one. Could be wrong. I'm trying to see if I find another one. Okay, and for the sink, I'm going to need to bring in a sink handle. That's going to be like that, right? Where are my cabinets? This is that was the top cabinet. I believe the other one was. This is the base cabinet. Okay, so let me bring in the base cabinet like so. All right, so this one goes, actually we will just use this one for the sake of time in this drawing. All right, so first up, let's see where we're going to put things. So this is our stove. This is the front of the stove, I presume, where you pull down to get into the oven. I think I want to put the stove, let's see, we could probably put the stove right next to the door, or we could put it right here, or we could put it over here. All right, so I'm going to put the stove. Now, the stove, we would typically resize these things to make them more realistic. This is saying that it's about 2.5 feet, which I believe is about right. Yeah, 2.5 feet, 700 and something millimeters. All right, so let's leave it like that. I'm gonna put the stove right up here, like so. I'm gonna put the fridge. I'm gonna rotate it because this is the front of the fridge. I'm gonna rotate it negative 90 degrees and put it in the corner, right close to the entrance to the kitchen. I'm going to rotate this, all of it, select both the sink and the faucet, rotate it 90 degrees. Oh, I didn't select a base point, and then 90 degrees that way. And then I'm going to move it to, it's my base point right there, move it right in front of the window like so. And then for the cabinets now, I'm going to just place them around the stove and so on. So this might need to rotate. I'm going to rotate it using the base point here and rotate it 180 so that it faces the other way. What else? I think I need to mirror it so that this cutout part is not facing that way. So I'm going to mirror this mirror line like so. Delete the source, yes. All right, so let's put this, it's going to go in the corner here, and then I'm going to stretch it all the way down, coming down to the sink, and then put one on the other side of the sink. Before I do that, let me just make a copy of it like so. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Oh boy, I hope I remember how to do this. So let's take this one and put it in the corner immediately. So let's do the move tool, put it there, and click right there in the corner. Oop, put it nicely in the corner like so. And this one, let's make another copy. So this one, I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate it. Let's see, base point. So the objects, base point. Rotate it like this, and then mirror it the other way. You can do it how you want. I am just doing it this way. That failed horribly. If you're wondering why this is happening, it's because I keep clicking escape rather than erasing the source. All right, so this one, I'm going to put it right here. But before I do, I want to actually stretch it. So what I'm going to do, in order to stretch, use the stretch tool. Where is it? Stretch tool here. If I try to stretch it, I select the object I want to stretch, right click, select the base point there, and then I try to stretch it. Notice it moves the whole object. In order to stretch it, I need to break it up into its component parts, individual component parts, and then I could stretch it easily. So to do that, I need to break it up by selecting the object I want to break up and then click the explode tool. When I do that, notice the layer changes back to white, and then I could move the objects individually now. Right? But instead of doing that, what I want to do is use the stretch tool, select the side, not the whole thing. I'm just going to select here because it's going to select just the lines I want to stretch. This line up here, that line down here. I'm going to select those lines like so. And then I hit enter and then select a base point, and then I could pull it across as far as I want to stretch it. So this is just a symbolic representation of the counters and stuff like that in the kitchen. All right, so let me just do that again. Before I do, let me just put this in its place, put you in a place, put it back to the fixtures layer, put you in the corner here like so, and then I'm going to use the stretch tool again and select these layers. Notice something. I selected the hatch and this line. To deselect them, hold down shift and select them again. So I got rid of that line and the hatch layer. I click on the hatch layer, it's now no longer selected. So that's, I only selected this right click or hit enter, and I select a base point, and now I could drag it across to the end like so. Alright, so that's my kitchen counter on that side. I want to do the same thing on the other side over here. So to do that same thing, I would probably just, actually I'm just gonna copy this. Now check this out. Remember I told you when you're using the two selection tools, the green one is going, anything the green one touches is going to select the entire object. So I selected this part of the line, but the whole thing is selected. But if I wanted to select only this thing without selecting anything else, I could use the blue selection tool. Remember, the blue selection tool only selects the object if every part of the object is selected, right? So even though I touch the walls and I touch the hatch line, they're not going to be touched. They're not going to be selected because I didn't select the entire wall or the entire hatch layer, just part of it. So that's the benefit of having the blue selection tool. All right, so let me just make a copy of this. Actually, let me make a mirror of this. The mirror point line is going to go right in the middle of this, like so, and I put it there. Don't erase the source. This is going to need to come back a little bit, like so. Cool. And I just need to put another counter in between here, and then we'll be good to go. So let's do this one. Let's move it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put it. We need to stretch it also. So to remember to stretch it, we need to explode it into its individual parts, and then I'm going to use the stretch tool, and then I'm gonna select from this side. On second thought, I need to select it this side. I would have to select the wall and the hatch layer manually. I believe I have down here also that one. Good. So now I have that base point right here, and I bring it down to the wall like so. So now we have our countertops around like that. Let me see if I could put these back on the fixtures layer. Excellent, excellent. Alright, these little details, they take a lot of time if you really want to fancy up your work. Alright, alright, let me leave it there for now. Now, typically I would put another um, cabinet over here. Actually, I'm going to. Alright, what's this? Don't need you. Alright, let me just make a copy of this. Middle of this room. Alright, let me use the mirror tool instead. This is the object I want to mirror. This is the object I want to mirror. Not this one. Anything else is selected that I don't want selected now. Alright, enter, and then from this middle of the room, I'm going to put this line come down there like so. Cool. Let me do that again. Alright. Just make a copy of this and just flip it. This piece, don't need that. Just flip it right here. Yes, and then I will just move this from this corner to that corner. Now, in reality, I would clean all this up, okay? All of this, I would delete them so that it looks like a straight line. I would make sure that this is not overlapping like that. And but for the sake of time, I just want to do this really quickly and move on. Um, we can bring this down to reach the fridge. And this line would need to extend there. Yeah, we would do all these details in reality, but for the sake of this, we're just gonna leave it like that. Alright, so let's just finish up this drawing by doing the dimensions all the way around and labeling the rooms. So I'll do the labeling first, so that when we dimension, we know we're done. Double click on text, go to single line, and I'm going to click here. Rotation angle is 0, and then all caps. This is going to be bedroom 1. Double enter. Enter again. Click 0. Rotation angle. Bedroom 2. Double enter. What I usually do, I copy these things like so, like so, like so, and then I just double click on them and change the name. Bathroom. This one is right. This one is going to be dining slash living room or room area. This one is porch, and this is kitchen. Alright, so I just want to put these a little bit better. We're forgetting one thing, by the way, which is very important. We can't have a floor plan without it. So we want to, before we do any dimensioning, we want to put the roof outline to show that the roof is here. Not all plans require a roof, so I've been told, but floor plans, typically you would see the roof layout on it, just the outline of it. So the one around and the ridge in the middle and the hips also. Okay, so to do that, we need to create a roof layer. Because remember, layer for everything. Roof layer. I'm going to make this one red. And then to do the roof layer, what we're gonna do is we are going to, first of all, let's do this quickly. So I'm going to just click on all of these lines. Let me see if I could join these lines. Yes, so I joined all of these lines together. I know I said you can't join a perpendicular line. I lied, or I forgot. So I joined all of these lines together just to make it quickly. In this drawing, it might not be applicable in every drawing. All right, so, and I use the offset tool. So I'm going to offset this outwards. The roof overhang of the roof around your house could range between a foot to 2 feet. Typically in plans, you put it at 2 feet. But in depending on your country, like for St. Vincent, for example, we usually might put like a foot and a half, which is 450 millimeters. So I'm going to do that. 450 millimeters is the offset distance, and I'm going to just offset this around like so. And then afterwards, I am going to just switch this, click, switch it to the roof layer. Now the roof layer is supposed to be hidden line also. So I did that. Line weight, I'm going to leave it that way. And we need to change the line type scale. So right click on it, then right click, properties, and change the properties from 1, let's put it to 1,000. See how that looks. Yeah, okay, so that looks all right. So next up, what we have to do for our roof layer, let's do something. Let's turn off all the layers except the roof layer. They are still going, they are still there. We're just turning them off. Oh boy. Leave the roof layer on. Turn off everything else. So this is telling us that we're going to turn off the current layer that we're using. Yes, we want to turn it off. Alright, these are all from our cabinets. Let me put them on the cabinet layer so they have been moved to a layer that's turned off. So they're still there, they're just invisible. Alright, so what we're gonna do is let's explode back this roof into its individual parts using the explode tool. So now we have this line by itself, that line by itself, etc. So this is how we do the framing for the roof. We need a ridge. Now the ridge usually goes in the direction of the longest wall of the house. Okay, so the house is a rectangle, so we're going to put the ridge running this way, the longest wall of the house. All right, if the house was long this way, we'll put the ridge in the middle coming down. So we're just going to copy this line and then we're going to put it in the middle of the roof like so. Now if this was a gable roof, the gable roof are just the normal roofs that we see with the walls on each side. Look up the difference between a gable roof and a hip roof and you will see. But for this drawing we're going to be doing the hip roof, not the gable. If it was a gable it would be done right now, but we're going to be doing a hip roof, which is what we use mainly in the Caribbean. So for the hip roof we need to go to, make sure we're on the roof layer. For the hip roof we go to the line tool and then we want to change our polar tracking to 45. Make sure it's set on 45, 91, 35, not 30, not this, 45. All right, so we come here to this corner and then we put this line at 45 degrees. You can see the degrees showing up right there. But once you're at 45 degrees, this green dot dash line would show up. All right, so just do that and create a 45-degree line that way. And basically go and do it from every corner. Now, obviously, if you put it this way, notice it's telling me 45 degrees that way. But it's actually 315 degrees according to AutoCAD, but it's the same 45 degree. Because AutoCAD measure angles like this: 0 degrees, 0 degrees going straight across, 90 degrees, 180. Notice the circle is changing, 270 going down, and then all the way back around 315, and then right back around to 360 or 0 degrees. All right, so 45 degrees like so. Do it from the other side, line tool again, from this way, 225 degrees, and then this last one, 135 degrees. Now I'm just gonna use the trim tool, TR, and trim away this, trim away that, trim away this, trim away that, and then actually we need to trim away this one also and that one. Finally, we want to match the properties of this line and apply it to these other lines that we just drew. Okay, I think these lines look a bit, the dashes look a bit small, so I'm going to select all of them, right click, properties, and change it to something even bigger, maybe 1500. That's better in my eyes. Alright, so that's that. Now we could turn back on all the layers by clicking the little light bulb. Oh boy, keep the layer on. The text, the walls layer, and the windows layer. Alright, so finally we just want to dimension around the house and then we'll be done with the floor plan. I know it's a very long video. This is one of the sectional drawings. A floor plan is technically a sectional drawing from above, at really the most detailed drawing. So what we're going to do is dimension it. So let's switch to the dimension layer. and then we go to this dimension tool, the linear dimension tool, and then we want to measure from. So our measurements are going to be like this. We're going to put 3 layers of measurements. Before I do, let's move my drawing a little bit. M to move, set a base point, and I'm just going to move it away from that one, like so. All right, so this is the last thing we do, I promise, and we're going to be finished with this floor plan. All right, so let's go to the dimension tool, and we're going to have 3 layers of dimensions. We're going to have one that is going to be measuring our walls and openings. So from the wall, and then where the window starts to the end of the window, and then the wall again to the other window, and then the window, this, and so on. The second layer of measurements is going to be is going to show how it's going to show the dimensions for the inside of our walls, our room, sorry, and also the thickness of our walls. So second layer, thickness of the walls and the inside of the room, and then the third layer is going to show the third row of dimensions are going to be showing the overall measurement of the house. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to start with the walls, this one to there, and then I'm going to bring it off of the house. Let me just measure that back one more time, because I don't think it should be 1804. Maybe I click something. Okay, it's 1804. Maybe I did not put this window directly in the center of the wall. I would know. Let me see. 1646. It should be 1646. 1650. So it's the window is not directly in the center. That's fine. For the sake of this drawing, but you would make sure you check these things before you if you intended the window to be exactly in the middle, then yes. So let's do the dimensioning. I want to turn off the roof layer because I don't want my snap to be snapping to the roof accidentally. So from this, click there, there. I put it, let's say 1200 millimeters away from the building. And then I'm going to go to the annotate panel and continue measuring. So that window, then that to that window, and then the distance to that window, and then from the wall between those two windows, and then that window, and then the end of that wall. Cool. Next up, we want to show the thickness of the wall and the inside measurement of each room. So we go to the linear tool again, we click here, and then we come here, and then we move this line up like so. So notice there's an extension line showing me that I am in line with that measurement. So you see, so this next layer is going to be 600 millimeters further than the first layer of dimension line. So this is 1200 plus 600 more. That's going to be 1800. So I'm going to put that one 1800, and that is wrong. So sometimes that happens, and we notice it just jumped all the way up to the top. It really should not jump all the way up to the top. So let's try it again. If it happens, let's try it again. So from here, could I? Yeah, I just clicked right there. So let's try that. Linear tool, I click from this point, and then I click here, and just carry my mouse upwards, and I type 1800 again. Enter. So that's where it is. Seems about right. Alright, so now we're gonna just do the same thing, continue, but instead of remember we're showing the thickness of the walls and the dimension of the room. So from this point inside measurement of the room to that point inside measurement of that room. Remember we said the room was 4500, so there it is. Now we're going to show this wall, thickness of that wall, and then we're going to show the width of this room, bathroom. It's supposed to be 24, yep. And then the thickness of that wall, and then the width of this room. Then thickness of that wall on the end over there. And then finally, we're going to show the overall measurement of the entire side of the building. So we're going to add 6. We're gonna go from one end straight to the other end, and then so we have 1200 high. This one is added 6, that's 12, that's 1800, and then we add another 600, that's 24. And that's another 600, so that's 2400. So I hit 2400, I hit enter, and there we go. So here's what we need to do. We need to clean up some of these measurements. The 150s, this one is running through this line like so. We don't want it like that. So I'm going to click on 150, go over this middle, this dot, this blue square, and I'm going to click move with leader. So now I can move this measurement and put it maybe on the outside like so, or I can put it above it like the others, like these other ones, like so. Whatever you do, you try to be consistent and you try to make sure your drawing looks clean. So that's how we dimension that side. Some people actually do not put this dimension, this second row, and they put the measurement on the inside of the room to show the weight of the room. All right, but then you would still leave the person building your house to try to wonder what type of blocks are you using for the inside and outside, and it could become tricky if you start using different blocks for external and internal walls, stuff like that. All right, so let's just finish this whole thing up, and then this drawing is going to be done. So linear tool again, let's do this side. Click the end wall, first row is dealing with the wall. Bring it off 1200, enter. That does not look like 1200. It looks like it just went where my mouse was. So if I come here, type 1200, hit enter, there is 1200. Alright, now we're going to continue that point, that point. Now, when it comes to these measurements, remember this first one measures the walls and the openings. Here is a door. So I need to show my doorway. Alright, so my doorway, this is saying 925, and that's because this line is not actually starting on the inside of the door. It's actually starting on the outside of the block, the wood that's framing the door. Alright. So typically you would show the door is 900 millimeters because of where the line would run. But for the sake of simplicity right now, let's just put it, it really should be on the inside of the door. Okay, so let's just put it on the outside right there, where it should be from here to here. All right. I think we could have actually measured this entire wall like that, and then come back and do this inside measurement by itself. But let's just do it all in one. So let's put this one now from here to here. That's that. So that's the openings and the walls. Now, next up, let's do the second row, which is the wall thickness and the inside measurement of the rooms. Linear. So we're gonna go from here and then show from this one and we come across like so. So this next one goes out 1800. So, and then we're gonna continue and just go inside wall and with wall thickness. Now inside wall and the wall thickness. All right, let's leave it there. And then the last one is the overall from this end all the way up to that end, and then we bring it out 2400 millimeters like so. You would need to probably adjust um, these lines so that the measurements don't look so confusing. All right, so let's adjust this one with leader. Let's put it above like so, like we did the other one. Um, yeah. This one, let's put it a little bit on the inside. All right. This one looks a little bit far from the line. Okay. Okay, we'll come back and clean it up. Let's just finish this drawing. Um, so let's do this point, that point, bring it off 1200, and then we continue to the window, to the window, to the wall, to the wall. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Sweat, sweating right now. All right. Wall opening, walls and openings or windows. Now, next layer is going to show the wall thickness. Um, this one is a bit tricky for me. Let's try from this side because the porch is not technically the wall. So this one should be 1800. Then we continue it, showing the inside of the wall, then the wall thickness, and then the inside of this room, then the wall thickness. Technically, I would leave this right there rather than going all the way out because this is not really and the measurement is already here, given here already, to be honest. So we don't even need that second one. And then we give an overview, overall measurement. So we do that again. Yeah, if I had my 2400, if I had my thing, my tools, I would edit this video and speed up this part, but I'm just going to upload this video straight to YouTube as is. So linear tool again from the wall to the wall, bring it over 1200, and then we just continue to the window to the wall to the wow. All right, so this is what I was talking about. You would measure it from the inside of the door, the inside of the door frame, because this is the wooden 1x6 we use, inside of that, and then we bring it to the inside again, like so. All right. Um, so that we will see the door is actually 900 millimeters, and then we come here and we do that, like so. All right. So I see how we need to fix the one that we did a while ago. I see how we need to fix it. All right. So let me just do um let me just do the second layer dimension, the second row. So from this wall to that one, bring it down to 1800. I'm sure you get the hang of it now. I mean, I really should not have to do the whole thing, but I want to do the whole thing anyway. So the inside of the wall, then the inside where the wall thickness, and then the inside of the wall again, and then the wall thickness. Like so. We will need to move this one out here. Um, make sure all the others are looking delicious. Nice. Here we have this problem again. We would fix that. We would probably change the text height a little bit, or we could actually make these numbers run in line with the dimension. Okay, so last one, let's run the overall dimension right there, bring it out 2400, and then cool. So I mean, this is basically it. That's how you would have your floor plan showing your rooms, um, where they are laid out, how they are laid out, your kitchen, everything, and the openings, your walls with the hatch layers, and your design center elements inside of the house, and your dimensions. Okay, now technically I would clean up all of this. I would put like an opening somewhere, probably put like a balusters looking down. To show a column, we just draw a square, place it there, place another one there, place the next one here, place one in the corner here, place another square in the corner here, trim out where in between, trim out the line in between. Okay, dogs. So we trim out in the middle between the columns to show that is the entrance to the porch, and then you would probably put a few rectangles to show the steps, two of them back to back. All right, this dog's not going to let me live, so let me leave the video here for today. We need to just put in the title of the drawing, and then maybe in another video we'll talk about how to put this on the paper properly with a title block and everything. All right, so let me just put in the text. Let me go to the text layer first. Put in the text, single line text. I'm going to call this, look at 0 degrees. I'm going to call this floor plan scale 1 to 50. And then we're going to scale this up using the scale tool, the base point right there, and then this, we could just do it freehand like that, but I'm going to do it, I'm going to calculate it. So the scale factor, I'm going to do it times 4, and that's what we get. So that's your floor plan, fully dimensioned, all the rooms. There are other ways that we can dimension it by measuring the inside, but this is another way you can do it, but having all the dimensions on the outside. Technically, you should do everything that is needed for somebody to build your house. If they're looking at this plan, they would want to know what's the measurement for here. We can't tell by any measurement that we got for the house. So what we'll have to do is show it. We'll have to use the dimension tool and show this internal measurement like so. We'll have to do the same thing from here to here like so. All right. Some people actually show you the measurements of all of these things. They would measure it from there to there and show you, oh, that's 2 feet. Oh, that's this is 2 feet wide. This distance from here to here is XYZ. They would show all of those details. Once you could show everything without the drawing looking too messy, that's all well and fine. But that's basically it for this drawing. In the next one, we'll be doing either the foundation, the roof plan, or some of the elevations. All right, I think maybe the foundation. All right, until then, we'll see you in the next one.